This is the atlas, only the bone, no marking. If I ask it, you tell me atlas. If you also tell me it is the first cervical vertebra, you can get extra credit. This one is the axis. It has a marking right here. It is the dens. Again, you would say dens, axis for extra credit, second cervical vertebra. And what I'm looking for is that you know how to spell cervical and vertebra. Second, you can just do a 2 with an ND. Right. Now, this is a cervical vertebra, a thoracic vertebra, and a lumbar vertebra. First thing you want to do is identify the specific type of vertebra that it is. Then I will point to a marking. Body, cervical vertebra, body, thoracic vertebra, body, lumbar vertebra. These are the transverse processes here, here. I will not ask that on the cervical vertebra. The hole in the center of all three is the vertebral or spinal foramen. Spinal is easier to spell, so I don't mind if you use it because you're still going to have to write vertebra to tell me the specific type. In the front, you have the spinous process, lumbar vertebra. Spinous process, I usually put the pointer right on, tape it on like that. Thoracic vertebra, and it is the wee tiny thing here, but I almost never ask it there. Questions on those vertebrae? Okay, this is the hyoid bone. You get the bone, no marking, just that it's the hyoid bone. Usually I only ask about 2 bones, solely bones and no markings. That's why I tend to give one as an extra credit. If I've given you a lot of hard things, then I give you something really, really easy. If I've given you easier things on the practical, then I'll pick a harder one. Okay? This is the costal cartilage. Now, I would say identify this bone. I understand that it's cartilage. I'm not going to give any hint to you. I'm not going to say, what's that joint, or what's it? Just identify this bone. You would say costal cartilage, even though it isn't a bone. This is the sternum. This is fake. This one's real. This is the manubrium of the sternum, body of the sternum, and only the fake one has the xiphoid process. And remember, that is XIPHOID process, sternum wall. Questions there? Right. This is the clavicle. The flat portion is the acromial end. The rounded portion is the sternal end. Put it down. Clavicle, acromial end, sternal end. Any questions on that? Remember, that's the collarbone. All right, now we have the scapula. The scapula will only be on the table in the position that I'm showing it. Now, don't think, oh, she showed me a left one. I've got a right one in the box. And I do for all of these. I just picked out whatever was handy. Okay? So don't think I'm going to show you, oh, she showed a left on the day of the review. I might be contrary and show you a right on the practical, so it's whatever. Right? Remember that to tell right from left, on the scapula, you want to see what direction, this is the spine, what direction the spine goes in. Now, you cannot pick them up. However, I don't have a problem with you putting your hands on either side. So if you have a right-left problem, go ahead and do that. I do that. So you see it. It's pointing towards this is my left hand, and I know it's my left because it makes an L. All right, that means this one has to be the right. All right, so this is a left scapula. This is the spine. This is the acromion process. Back here in the back, you want to be careful. This is the coracoid process. C-O-R-A-C-O-I-D. So it's an A and a C in the middle instead of an O and an N. Glenoid cavity, axillary margin, vertebral margin. Any questions on that one? Did you get everything? All right, this is a humerus. Now, to tell right from left, when it's in anterior position, again, the head is on the side that it is. Points to my right hand, so it is a right humerus. I may, however, turn it over. How do you tell if I turn it over? You want to look down here. When it's in an anterior position, you have this wee tiny fossa. When it's posterior, you have a very deep fossa. The second clue is that the pointer would be in this fossa. It's the only thing I will ask from the back, and that is the olecranon fossa. Right now, it's the olecranon, say it's on the back, and you go up and you go, okay, what is it? Head's on the side that it is. All right, the head's on the left, but you're seeing it from the back, so what's the opposite of left?
Right.
That's right. So just, you can do it that way. If that doesn't do it for you, there is the always, you know the head has to be in a midline position. So if I stand here, it's pointing out. That can't be a left one. But if I stand over it this way, it points to the center of my body. That way, it's also telling you, so either of those ways.